to this entrepreneurship for immigrants presentation. No matter where you are in the world, you are an immigrant. You are moving from one place to another. Even if you're living in your own neighborhood for years and years, you are an immigrant. You're moving yourself towards time and space. There's only 5 things here, ladies and gentlemen, that have come to my attention after years of experience and research. One is time and its energy. Time and space. Time and space, energy. Everything is moving, and there's one big organizing force behind this. Some people call it law of nature, some people call it God, people call it Allah, the universe. Whatever it might be has led me to this moment of gratitude to spend with you, and I wanted to thank you for attending. Gratitude is the beginning of our philosophy. I want to quickly go through this agenda today because we have a very busy day scheduled, and right at 1:30 I have another meeting booked up, but I wanted to welcome you all to this Sunday's edition. Why do we do this? The question is why, what's our mission, what's our vision? We're going to go through that. Then we're going to meet our instructors. I've had the pleasure to travel the world to handpick some select people to start this community that's going to benefit millions of people into the future, because we're just beginning, we're just getting started, and I need your full attention on this video, because if you get nothing out of this, I am 100% sure your feelings will change by end of this presentation. You're going to feel good about yourself. We have some opportunities for promotions and open house offers and upcoming events, very important. Now, the philosophy. I'm sure you may or may not have heard that there's this philosophy that kind words, if you talk words, kind words to even flowers, they blossom more beautifully. Imagine what it could do to children. Imagine what could it do to the young generation today that are spending hours and hours on the phones. Imagine, I have 3 phones in my hand right now. Everybody's walking around with a headphone and or a phone in their hand without knowing where they're headed. Ladies and gentlemen, this presentation was introduced to you for an awakening, to unlearn what we have learned and to start learning new things that are going to benefit us personally and like a community. So I wanted to bring you to the attention to our intention. What's the intention, Arif? Why are you doing this? Our intentions came from the last days that I spent with my late father, who in the last month, we had multiple discussions. He knew it was time to go. He said, serve people. Just like Bob Proctor, who's one of the inspiring figures in my life. And at 82 years old, he started building a studio and then recording all of his knowledge. One of his friends asked him, Bob, are you crazy? You're spending $2 million opening a studio at your home at age of 82. And he said, now I have all of the experience. Now I have all of the knowledge. Now I have all of the resources. When should I have done it? When should I do it? So today's presentation is to help bring experience, years and years of research by my mentors, by my friends, by the people that I respect and value, to make it to an open public offer for everyone. Today, I have the privilege of introducing our mastermind team. Friends who are going to be watching this online or watch this, the words that I'm introducing to you, perhaps you don't understand it, the principle of mastermind. I have studied what a mastermind class is, and I've hand-selected people who fit in this mastermind so that everyone feels at home, feels privileged to be there. There's a saying that says that live wherever you live, such that your neighbors are happy to have you there and you are happy to be there. So I'm happy. I have the honor of introducing you, ladies and gentlemen, to our online team of instructors. And I wanted to make sure that everybody knows what we're all about, and maybe I can't put it in the words that are more clear. Maybe you can relate to one of these instructors, one of these mentors, and you want to take a course that they're teaching online for the next 90 days starting March 22nd. So with all of that, I have the honor to, years ago, somebody gave me a name. He says, call this guy. I think you're going to get along with this guy really well. And I called the guy, and his name was really cool, Frank Crusoe. It just sounded like a movie star movie name. And I called Frank, and Frank was so gracious, so kind, so nice to me, and invited me even to go and visit him in his home. I attended his birthday, and I met his family and his wife. Frank has been a great mentor. And if you're looking for an encyclopedia of movies, I think Frank is it. Frank has been the judge with many Toronto Film Festivals. Frank is a very aware person in terms of journalism, drama, theater, politics. You mentioned it. And I really wanted to have Frank as our basically board of director and an instructor, because he's got a world of knowledge. And we're again, after a long discussions with Frank, we came to an agreement, and I invited him out, and he's given me the honor and the privilege and the pleasure to introduce Frank today as our first and basically most seasoned instructor. Frank, I am here to sign up for your class at this Gilany Leadership Academy. Tell me, what can a guy like me, willing, able, and committed, can learn in the next 3 months in Frank Crusoe Films and with Frank online? Willing, able, and committed. Frank,
Hey,
welcome.
that was a long introduction. I'm
Thank you.
not that important, okay?
You
um,
are to me.
Thank you. Welcome
Many.
everyone. And well, my name is Frank Caruso. I have been in the entertainment industry pretty much all my adult life. Actually, I started as a teenager, and I used to run clubs, teen club, and I used to book bands. I booked Gordon Lightfoot when I was I was underage, and his management team didn't realize I was under 21, and that was pretty funny. And I booked him, and I had two concerts sold out in my hometown of North Bay, Ontario, which is about 4 hours north of Toronto. That's where I grew up. I was born in Italy, and my father came to Canada in 1951, and we wound up there because there were a lot of jobs available on railroad. So that's how we wound up there, and I grew up there anyway. So yeah, when they discovered I was under 21, they canceled both concerts. But then the publicity from it, there was so much publicity about canceling the concert. We got a bigger venue, and we had twice as many people come out when I had somebody co-sign for me. So that was the beginning of my entertainment career. But
So,
I've been involved in music to a certain extent. I was in folk music. I was in a band, and then I switched over to theater, and I produced 45 stage plays, and that's where you really learn your craft in theater in terms of acting or directing or producing. And then in 1990, I made my first feature film, and it sold to 24 countries, and it aired on A&E out in New York, and that launched my film career. And I
well,
just completed my 8th feature film in November up here in Canada, and Edmonton, Alberta, which is the 4th coldest city in the world. When I started shooting November 7th, it was minus 21, and then it just got colder from there. We're presently in post-production. But the main thing I want to talk to you guys about is the art of acting. You know, lawyers take acting classes because lawyers have to be dramatic. Teachers take acting classes. And it's taking acting classes doesn't mean you have to be an actor or you're going to be an actor. I've been told, and I actually agree by many people, that the highest form of communication is acting. And actors, as you know, how many years they study acting, workshop it. It's a long, long process. And the beautiful thing about this is that the older you get, the better you get. In so many other aspects of life, the older you get, the worse. I mean, especially in athletics, you get to a certain age, and you can tune into your Netflix on your rocking chair because your career is over at a certain point. But with this, when you're dealing with the mind, when you're dealing with not just acting, but a lot of the things that I see that you all do, you can do this forever. You can do this until the day you leave this earth. So I'm passionate about what I do. I've been teaching acting now for 24 years. But I teach from the perspective as a writer, director, producer. I've also written 24 screenplays. I'm just completing my 24th one right now as we speak. That's a lot of writing. And, it's a very creative process. So I'm a writer, director, producer, and I'm also an actor. Acting is not high on my list anymore like it used to be. I enjoy directing more than anything else, and writing and producing. I love it. Teaching is something special for me. I love teaching. One-on-one is great. Group classes are great. I'm presently doing part-time courses for the Toronto Academy of Acting, which is a fairly highly ranked institution here in Toronto. And I was with them years ago, and I left them because I was doing a lot of other projects, and they invited me back last year, and I said, yes, absolutely. So that's what I've been doing, 24 years of teaching acting. I can help you in all sorts of ways: improve your communication skills, how to speak in public, how to use the microphone properly, how to project. These are all things that I can help you with. Some
Question.
people just have natural talent, and they don't need a lot of coaching, and other people haven't done it. So that's where I can come in and assist. Question, Rafe?
Yes, thank you. That was a long list of accomplishments. It's such an honor and pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Now, the Toronto Academy of Acting, we're trying to have courses online in this 90-day program, and you went through a list of things that people can basically go through with this 90-day program. And the question here I have is, there's a lot of people have a story. Everybody wants to tell a story, particularly movies is a really lucrative way of telling a story. So many people have asked me questions. And you an accomplished Canadian producer, actor, and also filmmaker, will be available to teach our students for 90 days in an online program. Tell me, what will they learn at the end of the 90 days? What can they be able to expect from your course?
Well, one of the things I have, it depends if it's acting classes you want, that's one thing. If you want to talk about production, film production, that's another. If you want to talk about screenwriting, I've got a lot of experience in screenwriting. I can assist you in all those areas. Storytelling. I also do. I left out photography. I'm also a professional photographer. Anything creative, I'm there. The only thing I do badly is sing. I sing very badly. So my fiance Angela is the singer in the family, and she always encourages me to croak a few songs, but I enjoy singing, but it's very, very, very low on my list of talents anyway. But so yes, there's multiple things we can work on together. Like I say, writing, directing, producing, film finance. As we speak, I'm teaming up right now. I have an associate in Vancouver, and we're teaming up to actually build a movie studio in my hometown. It's a very, very large project, and we're building it right from scratch. That's one of the things I'm involved in right now. I won't be running the studio. I don't have time, but we'll have somebody managing it. But we're in the process of actually building the studio, and perhaps another one in Prince Edward Island. We have a producer in Prince Edward Island who's very, very keen on getting something there because they have no film studios there at all. So our philosophy is build it and they will come, because it's the other way around, nothing gets done. If you're going around doing all these studies, whether people will come or not, you waste 10 years of your life and nothing gets done. We're just going to build it, promote the heck out of it, and people will come.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Frank, we got to keep this on track. I have a question though for you. This is the question that was really on my mind. I get people to go to film school. I've been in the education business for now 1 year that I registered enrolled students in various classes. Most of the institutions that I look at, besides technical, let's say, besides the doctorate, besides the services that we need and love, and the certificate programs that they give these students upon graduation, let them go to workplace, is not even worth the paper it's written on. The education system is changing. What's different today, Frank, with filmmaking, with somebody who told me coming on the set with a degree?
Okay,
versus somebody spending 90 days with you?
Okay, well, let me give you my personal example. After I made a decision to get into film, because I'd been involved in theater for years and I really loved it. But I realized that the market is very limited. You're performing in front of 300, 400, 500 people. You do a television commercial, millions of people see it, see the difference. I mean, you can reach it, and also the reach is worldwide. And so that's why I decided to go into film. And I volunteered for 6 weeks. I volunteered on a really, really small budget independent film in Toronto. I total volunteer. It was so low budget, we had to bring our own lunches. Okay, that's how low budget it was. Anyway, the thing is this: in 6 weeks, I learned more. It was so intense. I learned more than if I had taken a 3-year film program. And the proof is this: a year and a half after I did that volunteer work, I produced my very first feature film, which sold to 24 countries and aired in the US on A&E, and it was broadcast almost worldwide. So that's the thing. In 6 weeks of intensive training, I was the first one on the film set. I was the last one to leave. I volunteered for everything. On the first day I was there was a studio. Actually, it was an old warehouse we were going to use as a studio. And the owner said, if you guys clean it up, I will let you use it for free for a week. Okay, because he wasn't using it at the time. So guess who volunteered to clean it up? I did. Okay, I volunteered because nobody else would. All right. And why didn't they? Well, they all had a piece of paper that said they were graduates of York University Film School or this other film school. And it was below their dignity to clean the warehouse. So Frankie here gets a broom and he cleans the warehouse. By the end of that movie, I was the associate producer on that film because I did everything plus, plus, plus. That's the lesson I learned. A piece of paper is useless in this industry unless you want to teach. If you want to teach afterwards, yes, get a degree, get a whatever. You can't really teach with a diploma most of the time, but if you have a degree, you can move on as a teacher. But the old saying, it doesn't matter. I don't want to get into that because in some way or shape, we're all teachers. But a lot of teachers in this industry have never even made a movie. They were never professional actors, but they got a degree and they teach people how to do what they learned. So it's not really innovative because everything I've done, I've been self-taught.
Again, Frank, we're going through a period of creativity, and I appreciate you putting all of your effort into this creativity that you're making available to us. And I'm sure people are going to have questions. We're organizing these courses to start after March 22nd, which is the new year. I also have here other instructors that again, a wholesome program has to be the whole thing. And I love entertainment. We all watch entertainment. Frank, we're going to come back at the end again, have a little chat. But
okay.
For now, if you allow me, I am going to introduce my second guest right here. Now, health, as you know, has been one of my passions. Some of my friends and family know I'm really passionate about health. I had an accident that I'm going to talk about later in 2023. And I had an accident in 1980, 1979, 1980, exactly in the Iranian Revolution. Twice I came back from almost death. Second time I was rushed to the hospital in Sunnybrook, and I was 25%. This is 2023, but this is not about me. I've been passionate about health. I have the honor and the pleasure of having Dr. Nasser Gilany, my first cousin, who is also a member of a very philanthropic organization that is just expecting donations from across Canada to have distributed to the victims of the earthquake. So he's not only a doctor, he's a friend, he's a collaborator, and help me welcome Dr. Nasser Gilany. Sir, the floor is yours. Tell me what I can learn in your 90-day course about fundamentals of health. Welcome. Unmute yourself. The floor is yours for the next 5 minutes.
Hello, dear friends, and dear Mr. Arif, and other dear and nice friends. And I am so happy that being here with this excellent team. And I'm sure that I will learn by myself many things from these experts. As you said, I'm a medical doctor. I'm at the same time I have PhD out in molecular biology and genetics. Actually, through these 90 days, I will try to just transfer some key points about the health, about some key point that we can consider, especially in the new era of the health and the wellness system that is improving and changing day by day, actually, especially in the field that I am working on, that is genetic. It's so interesting for myself. I don't know if it will be interesting for your clients or not. I hope so. First of all, before starting, I want to ask our friend, Mr. Frank, if I'm right, that he's a filmmaker. Maybe in some day he consider make some film or documentary about the Yazidis that in the ISIS attack here, we had a genocide against them, and it actually is a shock in my life, and it changed my way of life, way of thinking. So I don't know if someday maybe they can and you can have an idea to make a film here, and I will do anything that I could, because actually I am doing everything that I can for these people that just because of their I don't know, their originality, they are more than 90 times in their history they are the mass murdering is happening against them. I don't know why, but it's something that has happened. This is the first. The second, regarding myself, actually, when I moved from Iran after I finished my medical school, I moved to north of Iraq, the Kurdistan region, to establish a company, a medicine company, and I had a very successful medicine company. I had many agencies from all around the world, USA, from the European countries. But after ISIS attack, actually in the one night, I missed mostly many things. So it was a shock in my life, actually, and it was something that I changed. As I said, I changed my thinking and even my life street, and decided to change my incoming way, and also my something add to my life, that we establish an NGO as a Nahri to getting benefit from our family background in the region. So thanks for God that we did many things in these years in the people that are refugee people around the region, that especially came from Syria, from after the earthquake, or the Yazidi people, and anything that we can do for these people that are living in this region. For the health, I will try to just transmit some key point about the health, about our mental health, physical health, our genome, our personalized medicine, what we can do for have a healthier life in this era, and some specific things that I think it will be interesting for our clients. So this is the things that I can say for now. Thank you so much again.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate your time. You mentioned a couple of key points. I just wanted to wrap it up quickly. Number one is the fundamentals to personal health are just very simple, very simple. It's only the doing that will take. If we follow these instructions for 90 days, we hold you accountable. Dr. Gilany holds you accountable. I'm sure you'll be at optimum health. We have also partnered up here with Mr. Hermina or Mrs. Hermina, who's a physiotherapist doctor from USA that gives physical therapy sessions. Once you book up with Dr. Gilany and go through this 90-day classroom, not only you will have the opportunity of lifetime to learn everything about your own personal health, but also you have some practical sessions incorporated in there if you're currently basically suffering from physical pain. Thank you, sir. Dr. Nasser, as you know, I know you're very passionate about the non-government organization and helping these Yazidi people. Yazidis are some of the oldest people on the planet, over 5,000 year history, and they're stuck in middle of Iraq, Iran, Kurdistan, right there with no defense of their own. I know that Dr. Nasser has been there. He's been impacted. He's shifted, even donated a lot of his personal income to helping these people. We have donated through the Kurdish House. The first shipment of 2,000 kilos of shipment that is going there will arrive before New Year. Sir, is there anything else you'd like to add for the Nowruz that we're also celebrating this online community that we're creating? Dr. Nasser?
Thank you so much and appreciate your cooperation with us, and I hope that we can do more and more for not them themselves, for ourselves, because anything that we do for them, we are doing for ourselves, and it makes especially me happier and happier in my life.
Thank you very much. And those fundamentals of health will be taught by Dr. Gilany, starting from your genetics. See, we have to find out our source. There's a big question that I'm going to close this meeting with, ends with Gary. Why am I here? But where do I come from? Starting with genetics into all the way to old age. I call the series that Dr. Gilany is going to be teaching healthy aging, because we're all aging. And we need to know how to be healthy throughout this journey. Thank you, sir, for your time. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you and setting your class up over the next 2 weeks before March 22nd. Happy Nowruz.
Thank you so much.
And next is the business of people, really sales. Mario is with us, and Mario DeFranco is my partner in crime, if you will. We have a show coming up right here, March 16th to March 21st. We're going to put Mario's knowledge to practice. I'll have camera in hand. I'll be recording a lot of on-the-ground work that Mario is doing. Mario, welcome, and tell us a little bit of introduction. What's the plan for the next 90-day course that's coming up? Unmute yourself, and the floor is yours, my friend. Unmute button should be at the bottom. No.
Could you hear me?
All right, now you're on.
There you go.
Welcome, Mario. Let's go. All right, Mario. You heard from Frank. You've heard from Dr. Gilany. I want to hear from Mario. Tell us a little bit, a short brief, and then jump into what somebody's going to learn into your entrepreneurship class that we're developing together. As an immigrant, I believe that the best job somebody can get when moving to a different country is to become a salesperson. Do you agree with that?
Correct, 100%. Yeah.
Tell me why.
You know, you need motivation. Life is part motivation. You need passion and you need drive. It has to be in the core. You have to be inside you to make yourself a better person. Could you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Could you hear me okay?
Absolutely. Yes, yes. Go ahead. Motivation.
That's good. The most important is the drive and the passion. So basically, you have to improve on yourself, since you have to have a mindset and be positive in your life, what you want to do, and a drive. So we're always selling ourselves in one way or another. So basically, we have to get down to basic necessity. And move forward and have a passion to make the person you're dealing with, a communication. So basically, your goals, your mindset, your bridge the builder, yeah, and things like that.
So this is really interesting, Mario, because you're breaking it down really good, because you need to have motivation in sales. You need to be motivated every single day, and most of the people who are entrepreneurs like us don't know where to get that motivation. How do you find motivation? Is it the money? Is it possible to make more money in the sales than to make it in any other profession?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I started
Tell
off
me
in
about
a
it.
young age. I started off in a young age, and I was 14 or 15, and I made more money in one day than people made in a week. So basically, I had my mindset that my parents didn't have what their dream collection. They struggled through life, and I didn't want to be in the same shoes that they were. So I made a mindset, a goal that I wanted to achieve self-independence. I wanted to be an independent person. I wanted to be, somebody I don't have to rely on anybody else. So I had a goal that I wanted to make a dream to make myself a better person as an individual, dealing with people, and moving forward is just making myself and people around me a better place a better place.
So let's get into a little bit of the sales techniques that we're going to be teaching. As you know, sales are changing. The person who comes and picks up a newspaper, that newspaper salesman and not a salesman. Sales are more educational. You really have to explain the benefit of your product into your customer, into your audience, into your YouTube, into wherever you're preaching. Am I correct, Mary? Just like you stop people, you talk to them, you crack a joke, then you start telling the benefits of the product. Product knowledge is one of the things that is a must. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's confidence in the product, and you have to believe in yourself and believe in the product that you're selling. So if it's, I had a retail store, on TV products, and basically I learned on my ins and outs on all my products. So it's just the knowledge, and people have to feel comfortable with you. So that's the most important, is that just once people feel knowledge and you know about their background, and you have to have groundwork, and you feel comfortable, they have to feel comfortable with you, and you have to feel and make them open up. You know what I'm saying? Confidence is a major factor, and motivation. Coaching is another factor, which you're an amazing person to acknowledge and know you for a long time. So you're a really good motivator. So that's the important thing in life.
Thank you, Mario. Mario is going to be teaching our sales and marketing course for 90 days. Imagine spending 2 hours with Frank, with Dr. Gilany, with Mario in a session just like this, few people where we can discuss ideas. Somebody famous said that, it's good to make an exchange where we make money out of the exchange. But imagine somebody give you an idea. This is a creative idea place, and I thank you, Mario, for participating this. And I have the pleasure of bringing a young man right here. Leon and I have been friends. I've been following his journey. He's very passionate about teaching about financial fundamentals. A lot of people thinking about coming to Canada. Millions of people will be coming to Canada within the next 3 to 5 years. Our goal is, if you sign up with Leon's course for 90 days to teach you everything there is about money. So help me welcome Leon, man, the money man. Leon, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much, Arif. That was a great introduction, by the way. Thank you so much for this Leadership Academy, by the way. And I'm going to introduce myself briefly. I'm from the beautiful country of Guyana. And, however, I came to Canada at a very young age. My dad was an accountant. My mom was a payroll. So I kind of had finance in my blood. However, it really got me started when I was in university. And then I saw all these credit card representatives come into my university. They were like handing out credit cards left, right, and center to people. And all of a sudden, it's no wonder everyone is going into debt. In my mind, I was very naive at a young age. I took a credit card. And of course, what happens is I keep buying stuff that I didn't necessarily need. And all of a sudden, one day, I find myself in tremendous financial issues. It wasn't my fault, by the way, because this stuff was never taught in school, as you know. Everyone was usually teaching the other stuff, like the academics and stuff like that, but they never really taught financial planning. Now, as I got myself into financial issues, I ran into some friends at the mall who then gave me advice that I should see and attend a wealth training seminar. Well, I was very excited because I wanted to come out of my financial hardship as it was. I attended the wealth training seminar, and to my surprise, I was very motivated. I was sold on what they had to teach me in that seminar. For example, it not only taught me how I can get out of my credit card issues, but it also taught me how I can set my finances for the rest of my life. And I would never have to worry about financial issues again. They taught me the fundamentals of financial planning, and I was intrigued. And of course, I studied. I got my license to be certified as a financial advisor. And I was passionate about it because it was never taught in schools, for one. And this was my opportunity to make a movement for myself, to start something bigger than myself. And I sit with many, many families in kitchen tables, for example, teaching all the financial principles and fundamentals that they need to change their life. And I'm hoping to continue my journey, for example, and teaching a whole lot of other families, even my friends and my family and stuff like that, because they now rely on my advice and my expertise. So in this course that I have, I want to make sure that my students come out of it with a fully awareness of financial, like what it means to be financially free and organized in their life. Because money management, I think, for any immigrant is going to be tops in Canada. And like just last year, as you know, Arif, there's so many fraud that is going on right now. There's so many immigrants that are getting caught up in fraud, and it breaks my heart to see this. And I want to really educate them and train them with the right principles. I want to give them aware and give them insights where they want to go financially to avoid the costly mistakes and capitalizing on opportunities. At the end of the day, I want to have them retired with that nice nest egg, take that trip that they always wanted, all inclusively, even retire years earlier. I want to add hundreds of thousands of dollars to their financial portfolio by the reduction of fees that the banks will gouge you with, as well as coming up with stable ways of managing your money and building long-term wealth. That is my long-term outlook. And I thank you so much for this. Yes.
Thank you, Leon. That's wonderful. So again, as you mentioned, it's this financial teaching, financial literacy is in your blood. I didn't know your dad was an accountant and your mom was a payroll. Oh boy, you're like numbers crawling all over your head. So we're glad to have you here. Thank you and welcome. Sure, thousands of people will benefit from your teaching, from taxation to banking industry to insurance industry. Tell us about all of the industries, because these are all multi-million-dollar industries.
Absolutely. There's no limit to where you can go financially. I think financial is up to health. Besides health, that is the top. That is up there for everyone. Everyone needs to know about taxation. Look, taxes, there is tax filing season just ahead of us. A lot of people don't know much about how to file. They get afraid of it, right? So I want to make them excited to be excited about taxes, because once it's done right, you can actually be able to get back some of your hard-earned money. How many people would like that, for example, right?
Absolutely.
And it's very key. And also there is an investment for your future. It pays the best interest. I love that by Benjamin Franklin, by the way, Arif. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's absolutely true. Financial knowledge is a gift that keeps on giving. And it's a gift that keeps on happening. You never really lose it. And that's what I want to teach to everyone. I want them to be a life-changing event that they would never lose. And they could also pass on to anyone that they come across and leave a legacy for their family. That's the whole idea behind financial planning. It's legacy planning. And I'm so happy to be part of it.
Thank you so much, Leon. You're so passionate about numbers. I feel like signing on application to get my license again. You're exciting me here. I'm glad to have you as such a passionate young man about money and see some of our students that are going to sign up and take your class through retirement. Again, it's about long-term planning.
Yeah.
How I got into the insurance industry in my country. Dr. Nasser is here as a witness. You know, if somebody says this, God's going to take care of the children. And I was here and I said, what, God, how? It's going to drop a check in my mailbox? Where is that?
Not going to happen that easy. Let's work for
I got into financial services because there was logic to have insurance, to have some money for retirement, to have educational funds for your children. And we can teach you all of this over the next 90 days, starting registrations on March 22nd. Thank you, Leon, and welcome on board.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Let me continue here. Yeah. Did you have anything to add?
But that's it. I'm happy to be around some other like-minded professionals, and I think the energy here is wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, like-minded professionals. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's keep on bringing in people and teaching them the fundamentals. That's going to be life-changing. Those of you who know me, that if I do anything, I wouldn't do small stuff. It's not worth it. We want to do something big. We want to impact thousands and then millions of lives. We're just getting ready to get on the stage. And I have the pleasure of teaching you not only from my experience, but experiences of other people that have really gathered. We've done the research. There's a clear statistic and there's a clear need for what we're doing. What I've learned is practical. Like one of my friends, Kevin, calls me and says, Arif, you have the battle scars to show for it, for entrepreneurship, for immigrants who want to step into the country of Canada, on how to survive and how to persevere. Even if you get knocked down, if you get hit, Frank can tell you how many people promised him to make a movie and they never showed up. You know, you're going to get hit because life happens to you. Today, guess where is Gary? Gary is in a sunny islands. I don't know which island, but Gary's on vacation. Gary's a purpose coach. If you're out there, if you don't know what you want, if you just are a little bit lost, which let me remind you on behalf of Gary, there's thousands of these people out there who had no clue what they want to do, maybe not in a lifetime, but even this year. Gary is a coach, a purpose coach. He's going to be teaching our passion, purpose, and power master class, and he's been teaching it. I've taken this course. It's incredible. Gary's going to be here next week. He's right now sunbathing in some island while we're here in the snow. So Gary, greetings to you. If you watch this later, but everybody else can sign up if you need to get more clarity on your purpose. So let me tell you a little bit about my story, because now we heard all of your stories and some people pieces and bits of my story very quickly. Who is this person who's founding this company, who's doing this stuff? I want to take you brick by brick and put it all together in pictures so you can see that if somebody like me can do it, somebody like you has an upper hand, because we have this opportunity. We have all these mentorship. I did most of this stuff without any mentors of direct impact. I've had many, many mentors that have taught me different pieces of the puzzle, but I'm that little boy who was, you know, on top of the mountains because of the war that was in Iran and Iraq. Eventually moved, you know, read a book about Canada called Uncle Tom's Cabin, made me really passionate about Canada. 13 years later, I moved to Canada through various countries, including Iran, Iraq, you know, Germany, Sweden, finally ended up in Canada. Again, what you put in your mind, ladies and gentlemen, is going to determine your future. This is not about a classroom that you can go and sit down and learn some facts. This is about mentorship. And I've had the privilege of graduating from DeVry University for Business in 2001. After that, I was graduated and I was hired by FedEx company to run their international hubs in Montreal, Toronto, Dallas, Texas, New York, a couple of other cities across Canada. So I got a lot of experience in managing teams, just like we're doing right now. Managing teams of successful, great leaders is like herding cats. You know, you ever had a bunch of cats together? You know, if you have cats, you're trying to herd cats, each of them will run in different direction. But to bring such talent here has taken me a lifetime. I have been in front of stages, and I've been across the stages in America, in Middle East, and all over the world, just bringing the message of hope. And we're launching this platform online because the world is changing, ladies and gentlemen. COVID-19 changed my life. It's going to change your life, and it has already, because most of us, again, walk around with 1 or 2 phones in our hands and pockets. We need to use that as a weapon and not as a destruction. October 18, 2023 was a beautiful day. Mario knows, Center Point Mall. I was there minding the store. I basically run down my bike, went down Young Street. Somebody was behind me, hit me from behind. The back of my head hit the sidewalk, and I was gone. I was in a coma for 2 weeks. Hours later, when I was at the Sunnybrook Hospital, the doctors found me at 25% heart rate, which was a choice between operating in my head or injecting me with blood thinners. Dr. Gilany can tell you all of this. But all of this happened to me, and not because it's my destiny, but it was my choices. On that eventful day, if I had a helmet on my head, the chances are I wouldn't lose thousands of dollars, wouldn't go close to bankruptcy, wouldn't go through all of these challenges just to learn how to recover. But there's an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, in every challenge, and the opportunity came about. I was teaching prior to the accident about 4 different ways to make money. You know, Leon is going to go through some of these fundamentals in the financial literacy class, how to make money. We're going to teach you, and we're going to hire some of you who joined the classes with Frank, with Dr. Nasser, with Leon, and with Mario. Every person in our classes, top 3, will be hired by our organization to help promote the agendas that we have, that I'm going through. This is a sad statistic. It's global, but North American even more. We all have good, comfortable lives, but this is the fact. 41% of people at age of retirement, which is 65, and be broke. 54 will be dead broke. 41 will still be working. 4 will be financially independent. 1 will be wealthy. We know these people, ladies and gentlemen. What if I could tell you that there's ways, with plans, with action, with accountability, that we can change their formula in our favor? Because we've never been in 2023. You've never been younger. You've never been more energized, smarter, and wiser than you are today, if you just take action. Let me tell you what action you're going to take. Why we selected these courses. Very simple. Every one of them I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about movies. I'm passionate about health. I'm passionate about finances. I'm passionate about sales, because sales make up 74% of all millionaires globally. We're going to teach you how to make sales, to make money, whether in finance, whether in healthcare, whether in film and movie industry, all of these. See, what I found out in my own recovery and research is that it's the mindset that makes the big difference between rich and poor. It's not basically the amount of money in the bank. It's not what they have inherited. It's the mindset. I have seen rich people go broke, and I've seen broke people be rich. So it's the differences in the mind, and we're going to teach you that mindset, because we're all being impacted. In Dr. Nasser Gilany's course, you're going to learn this, how the influential, he calls it genome, and I'm not sure the word, the technical word. I call it environmental influences. But the
Epigenetic.
impact, what is it?
Epigenetic.
Epigenetic. I learned a new word through this presentation. Yes, we're going to talk about your epigenetics. We're going to talk about the things that happen around us, which is the most important thing that shapes our lives and how it impacts. I believe success is looking for a good place to stay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you become that good place, my mentor said, success is going to stay with you. And we have today the privilege of introducing our online courses. Everything that we talked about here, from the movie industry to finding your purpose, will be taught in a 90-day course program. This program is 2 hours a week in a class setting just like this, enough people just to reach out to every person personally to customize your health program, your financial program, your career program, or whatever it is that you need to make a jump into living your purpose. And we have a special offer. March 22nd is the online launch. Our website is being updated with the pictures of our coaches, mentors, and we're putting a lot of effort. Anybody that registers for any of the courses that we talked about, you need to book a Zoom call so we can talk one-on-one, get to know each other. Then you get a 30% off the regular course prices. Now, how are our courses priced as well? You can Google any course in financial services, in health and wellness, in filmmaking with prestigious Canadian institutions, and you can compare it to our basically fee for service. This is a service. This is not a sale. I am trying to save millions of dollars for you, trying to help you get on a career that you jump out of bed every single day. And Dr. Gilany is also a health maniac. He goes running. I mean, I run today. I run 3 kilometers in the snow. It's a mindset, ladies and gentlemen. Everything, health, wealth, abundance, friendships, relationships, teams, everything is a mindset. We're going to teach you that. Next week on the 11th of March, I have some, this is Sunday, as a matter of fact, Sunday, 11th of March, I have the great honor and privilege. Gary's going to be there. And also we have Morris Lukovich, who's a NHL hockey star. He has 3 Stanley Cup raisings on his underbelt. We're connecting with a lot of influential, great people you invited to come and participate as I interview Morris Lukovich about his achievements. He may be joining us as a coach, as a sports coach, as a coach that will be helping people find, even in sales, everything goes back to salesmanship, and we all are selling ourselves. Some are blocked on TV programs, on radio programs, on online Instagram programs, watching and wasting. We want to create a platform where you can come and graduate. You get a certificate at the end of the 90 days. You also get a graduation party where we send you some customized particles that you can keep, for example, pens and booklets that you can record your next 90 days. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate, thank you very much for watching this video. I am going to stop recording now, and I am open for Q&A. Anybody has any questions, let's talk. Thank you.
Well, Arif, I just want to thank you for this introduction and presentation. I look forward to at least joining and learning more from what you have to offer here. So just a brief question is that as you were saying that once the students are finished with this, they have the options whether or not to actually go into more of what we're doing or go into the real world, right?
Absolutely.
Like, for example, yes. Okay.
Again, over the last year, I work with various institutional colleges, but they also, every one of them has a career department. I am working right now with the career department on a curriculum that top 3 graduates from your class, from Frank's class, from doctor's class, from Mario's class, we're going to hire them to build our team, because we're in a growth phase. There's a lot of great potential in helping people, but alone we can't do it. This is the mastermind team. This is the behind the doors that we're discussing. I want everybody to meet, but the rest is done one-on-one. I will ask about every student's progress, a report. Every student will get an assignment every week to do, whether it's a little documentary, a little bit of, let's say, a selfie video for Frank, whether it's a run for Dr. Gilany, whether it's going and making 2 sales at a show with Mario. So we have opportunities coming up for every person that graduates from. We're going to train our own sales force, and we're gonna select our own team to be able to work with us. We don't want everybody, and we're not for everybody. We're for the select few who want to stay, build legacy, build lifelong friendships, and build careers that will get them jump out of bed, sir.
Okay, great.
Make sense to you?
Yes, all good.